When we think about tourism, our minds usually jump to beaches, maybe museums, or these big, bustling cities. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful travel experiences out there is actually hidden in plain sight, growing in the fields and farms all around us? Today, we're digging into this idea of a hidden harvest, agricultural tourism. And just so you know, this whole explainer is grounded in the incredible research of Adeyemi Oluwabunmi, who really lays out a powerful case for why this idea matters so much.
So let me ask you something. Are you planning your next trip, just thinking about where you might go, what you want to see? It's a fun question, right? We all do it.
But let's add a little twist to that. What if your next vacation wasn't just about getting away for a bit? What if it was about building something up? What if your trip could actually help transform a whole community? Right from the ground up.
See, this is where we kind of need to start rethinking what a vacation can even be. So often when we travel, we only see the finished product, the amazing food in the restaurant, the art in a gallery. We totally miss the huge agricultural world that is, literally, the backbone of a country's culture and its economy.
And that brings us to the main idea here, agricultural tourism, or agritourism for short. It's really simple. It's just travel that closes that gap between our, city lives and the rural world. It's about learning where your food comes from, maybe getting your hands a little dirty, and just experiencing the real rhythm of life on a farm.
And let me tell you, this is way more than just a quaint little getaway. In fact, farms mean serious business. And I don't just mean for the farmers themselves, but for entire nations. What's so amazing here is how all these benefits are connected. It's like a chain reaction. When agritourism takes off, it drives sustainable development because it gives farmers a whole new way to earn a living. And that, in turn, strengthens the local economy, which creates jobs that actually convince young people to stay in their communities instead of moving to already crowded cities. And the best part? It all promotes conservation, because a healthy, beautiful farm is the main attraction.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this big shift in what a lot of us want when we travel now. We don't just want to see things anymore, we want to understand them. And agritourism plugs right into that desire for real, authentic, educational experiences that connect us to the places we visit on a much deeper level.
And look, this isn't just some theory or a nice idea. It's a model that's already working and picking up speed all over the globe. Let's just look at a couple of quick examples.
Okay, first up, Tanzania. You've got these massive, beautiful tea plantations that aren't just for producing tea anymore. Nope, they've been turned into these incredible attractions where visitors can get a totally hands-on experience, from picking the leaves right off the bush to tasting the final brew. They literally turned a crop into an unforgettable experience.
And it's the same exact story over in Morocco, where coffee farms have become these super popular spots for both learning and just relaxing. It just goes to show you how versatile this whole concept is. Different continent, totally different crop, but the same powerful impact.
All right, so with that global picture in mind, let's zoom way in on one specific case study that has enormous potential: the cocoa fields of Ondo State in Nigeria.
Ondo State is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to cocoa production. It's a crop that's just vital to Nigeria's economy. But here's the thing. Right now, most of that value is just locked up in the cocoa beans themselves. The story behind the beans isn't really being told.
But just imagine this for a second. Instead of just exporting beans, you invite people in to experience the whole journey. Visitors could walk through the plantations, learn about the super delicate cultivation process, they could witness the crucial fermentation stage, and actually see the beans drawing out under the sun. Suddenly, a product becomes a story you can see, smell, and touch.
And that one simple shift creates this incredible ripple effect. Well-structured cocoa tours could attract a whole new wave of visitors, both local and international. That would create new jobs. We're talking tour guides, people in hospitality, and maybe most importantly, it would celebrate and promote the deep, rich cultural heritage that's all tied up in cocoa farming.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But great ideas don't just happen by themselves. How do you actually turn all this potential into a reality? Well, it takes a real, deliberate, and collaborative strategy.
The roadmap to making this a reality is pretty clear. First, it starts with both the government and private investors just being a bit more open-minded about what tourism can even look like. Then, the government needs to officially write agriculture into its national tourism plans. But the real key? It's all about partnerships. You got to get the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Tourism in the same room, pulling in the same direction.
Because, you see, at the end of the day, this isn't just an investment in tourism. It's a strategic investment in the future. It raises awareness about where our food comes from, it creates stable jobs right where they're needed most, and it helps preserve the cultural traditions that make a place truly unique.
Which really leaves us with one final big question to think about. Whether it's cocoa in Nigeria, or tea in Tanzania, or maybe wine, or olives, or wheat right where you live, what hidden harvests are waiting in our own backyards, just waiting to be explored?